have some saltfish. So first, he's gonna pick up the saltfish and get that ready. So we wanna start picking that up. Tablespoons of olive oil. You don't want it to be too greasy. And you're going to be, some people put the seasoning first. Which one do you think you want to try? So we're going to go ahead and put some fish in. So let's go ahead and put some fish in. Okay, now that we have put some oil in the pot, we give about 3 tablespoons of oil in the pot. Salt is there, and it's going to scratch this up. We're gonna let that a little, crispy. This way it's not too not crunchy, but crisp. So about medium, and we're gonna cook this up a little bit, and then I'll show you at what point we put the seasoning in. Right? Okay, just turning it over. It's frying up nicely a little bit. And by the way, we're using the green pan cookware. I find that you have very little sticking in these pans. So we just give it a little stir. So it's getting a little bit of crisp to it. We're not gonna make it become too crispy. Just trying to get that, give it a little, firmer texture. Okay. I'm gonna give it another little stir. Just to flip it over. Let it become balanced while it's browning up nicely. Frying up nicely. Next, we're gonna put in the vegetables, onion and peppers and tomatoes. Okay. So we're gonna add half of that amount. We don't want to put the entire thing. Don't be afraid, just put it in there with the other. That's it for the green peppers. You can put all the tomatoes in there. We'll leave the thyme for last. Alright. Now we're gonna put some scotch bonnet in there. We're gonna let this fry up and cook up nicely with the fish. We'll come back and see what the rest of the process looks like as we have the vegetable cooking up into the saltfish. Just put a tablespoon of ketchup in there. So we're going to combine it all in. Go ahead and fold it in. We're going to make this be a little flavorful. Mix it all in. Let's turn the stove down a little. Have it spread right around, all over, get it all combined in. We are making ackee and saltfish, teaching my first generation American son to make ackee and saltfish. So we're preparing the saltfish and the seasoning together. So we just put some ketchup in there. It's all nice and tasty. Then we are going to put in a little bit of adobo. If you soak the fish out too much, you want to give it a little bit of flavor. So I put about a teaspoon, not much, of adobo. And we're going to go ahead and put our ackee in. Now you're not going to mix the ackee in, you're going to fold it in because you don't want it to get all mushy. Very nice. Go ahead and fold it in. Wow, that looks delicious already. Now we're going to put our thyme in. Go ahead and fold it in. Continue folding it in until it's combined. See, it's still intact. It's not breaking apart. If it breaks apart a little bit, it's fine. But we just prefer it. Try to keep the ackee intact as much as you can. Then we're going to go ahead and sprinkle some black pepper. Put a little bit of black pepper. If you like black pepper in your ackee, oh, that's so good. At this point, it's pretty much finished. Look at that, guys. Look at that. How are you liking it so far? Yeah. You think you could make this again on your own? Probably. Oh, okay. All right. So let me give it a little bit more stove, a little bit more heat. So combine everything. All right. Give it a little bit more flame. Get everything all combined in nicely. Ackee and saltfish, guys. Ackee and saltfish, teaching my son, first generation American, carry on the tradition. We love to eat it, then we just have to learn to make it. There it is, guys. Ackee and saltfish. Ackee and saltfish. It's pretty much finished from here. We'll be back to show you when we plate it. Okay, so guys, we're going to move on to making some fried dumpling. So he's using the self-raising flour and he's using 2 cups. So you already put 1 cup into the container, so we're going to put the 2nd cup. All right, let's leave that on the side. Then you're gonna make a little hole with your hand so you can get the water in the middle. And you're just gonna put small portions of water, right? Say you put maybe an ounce of water and then you mix that until you start to get, that's enough. The goal of doing it that way is to get the air out of the flour and the water and to get it to come to that paste, that doughy. Have you ever played with Play-Doh? So you know what that's felt like, right? Like silly putty, trying to get it to that kind of consistency. Okay, I think you may need some more water. Another ounce or half ounce. Very good. And try to get what's on the side, scraping it into the middle. You're gonna work the very palm of your hands and fingers, not just the tip of your fingers, the palm of your hands, and swiping this, you know, swirling it around in the pan and trying to make sure you're getting all the loose flour. I'm gonna add a little bit more for you, another ounce, maybe half ounce. All right. Go right around to where you have the loose flour that is not yet combined. Yeah. Use your hand and work it in. Squeeze the flour in till you're getting everything becoming doughy. Trying to create a dough. He's doing a good job. Teaching my son, first generation American, to make the dough for the fried dumpling. Then we're gonna show him how to roll it. There's several ways people, you know, roll their dumpling for frying, but I'm gonna show you my way that I prefer. Okay, so we're gonna make the dumpling, but we're gonna just flatten them a little bit. Is giving them a little flat shape. We're not making them the round way. You know, usually when we make them the round way, there's just too much dough on the inside. But this, when we make it like this, is more like a, you know, a little, like a pita bread kind of thing, right? Perfect. And then you're gonna flatten that as well. Keep going right around until it's starting to get a little wider in your hand and wider. And we won't have to make them all at the same time. This is just a quick and easy way to make the dumpling, or fried dumpling. All right, I'm gonna put that on the side. Okay. Make another one, squeezing it and get it flat. And you can just keep going right around, right around. Look how neat and how pretty these look. They're steaming and they're frying at the same time. Yeah, be careful you get burned. Alright, here we are using the green pan saucepan to fry some dumplings. See, very little oil. And nothing is sticking. Look how they're moving around in the pan. That's a good investment. If you're interested in purchasing these green pans, I have the link on my channel. It's in the soup channel. You see that? Wow, look at how nice. And they're just steaming, not much oil, but the pan is hot enough that they're giving off the steam that is causing them to cook at the same time while they're frying. So you don't have to worry about, you know, having all that much oil, and neither is your dumpling too doughy, you know, because you flatten it out so it tastes it. Look at that. Wow. You just have to keep an eye on them so they don't get too brown. See? Yum, yum, yum. don't have to worry if the middle is cooked and the outside is crispy and the inside is undercooked, or the dough is too thick and all that stuff. It's just easy. You flatten them 1, 2, 3 and it's done. And when you're making them in the round dumplings, there's a way to do that so it doesn't, you know, the dough doesn't take longer to cook on the inside, in addition to using enough oil so that it can, you know, submerge and fry and cook in the oil while it's frying. You also want to not knead the dumpling by folding in the dumpling on the inside. Keep folding and creating more tightness in the dough. You want it to have a little bit more air in it. So as you break the dough and you're getting ready to ball it up, you ball it up in the palm of your hands and rolling it, not rolling it tight, just giving it a shape, even if it look like it's not, you know, like it bursts. You don't have to try to piece it and make it be perfect. The whole idea is to just get it in a ball, and so you give it enough air so when it starts frying, they starting to burst. Those seams that you were trying to close, they need to be there so that the oil or the steam can go in and cook them so that they can burst and fry nicely and steam in the process. So shaping your dumpling is very important in how the texture of your dumpling and how, you know, the frying process gonna turn out. Okay, continue watching. Okay guys, see how it is? They're frying and they're swelling up. There is the oil in the pot because the steam starting to reach them. So now they're swelling up. Let's give it a turn. Maybe turn my stove down a little bit so we don't have them getting a little bit of brown on them, but that's okay. I want to have everything too brown. It's just a little bit of oil in your green pan saucepan, and it is doing a fabulous job frying these dumplings. Very little oil. So moving around. Once they start to get that little pocket, you know the steam is going through and they're frying nicely. Okay guys, ackee and saltfish and fried dumpling is finished. My son made it from scratch, so he did a good job kneading the dough and, you know, cooking up the vegetables for the, as we would call it back home, seasoning. So how did you like the experience? It was good?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, so you want to break your dumpling and show the audience how the dumpling came out? See that? Nice. Break another piece. They need to see that it doesn't have to fry in a lot of oil to get very good. Now you want to taste it and let us know how it is. So he's tasting it, guys.
It came out good. Came out good.
So the ackee is not oily. It doesn't have a lot of grease in there. Everything is minimal, you know, grease. And let me take a taste of it. See, the dumpling is not greasy at all. Nice and soft. So here we have it, guys. Our ackee and saltfish and fried dumpling. First generation American made it. Yes, carrying on the tradition. See you next time in my next video. Don't forget to like this video. If you watch it through to the end, like it, subscribe and share. Keep my videos, my contents in the algorithm. I really appreciate you coming to my channel. See you next time. Bye for now.